Hi there, time for week 3 of the Richard versus Jack match attack score prediction battle. It's very close at the moment. I think Jack's a couple of points in the lead, but we'll work that out and we'll post that in the video tomorrow. So what we're going to do today is obviously we're going to predict all the scores for all the games over the weekend. You get 1 point for getting the correct result, 3 points for the correct score, and we're both going to pick 5 people who we think will score during this game week, and if one of those scores, you get 5 points. If they score 2 goals, you get 10 points, and obviously over the season we'll add up all the points, and whoever wins will obviously have the victory. So the first game this week is the big early kick-off, which is Manchester United versus Arsenal. Arsenal have been doing pretty well. Obviously I'm an Arsenal fan, so I've got to go with my team on this one. Arsenal do, though, unfortunately have not a very good record against teams that have been managed by Jose Mourinho, and I think there was a stat yesterday saying Mourinho has never lost to an Arsene Wenger Arsenal team in the Premier League, which is a little bit worrying. I'm going to put this one down, though, as 2-1 to Arsenal. I'm also going to use one of my player scorecards. I'm going to use Wayne Rooney. He's just one of these people, like I said in the previous video, like Harry Kane for Tottenham, always scores against Arsenal. Wayne Rooney always scores against Arsenal. So I'm going to put Wayne Rooney down as a scorer in this. And I'm also going to put Xhaka. He's normally good for a few goals, hasn't scored for a little while. Obviously I think Arsenal are going to score a couple of goals, so I think Xhaka is probably going to hopefully score one this week.
I'm going to go for 2-1. And I'm also going to use Alexis Sanchez, star player, to hopefully try and score.
So Jack's going 2-1 to Manchester United. Okay.
No, Arsenal.
Oh, 2-1 to Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah.
So 1-2.
Yeah.
Okay. So the second game of the week, we have Crystal Palace against Manchester City. Obviously Crystal Palace are a team that this year have been struggling. But obviously Alan Pardew, I was having this discussion with someone the other day, Alan Pardew sort of goes on clutch results. He'll lose 4, then probably win 4. I think Manchester City is going to be a bit too tough for Crystal Palace at the moment. If you look at the players they've got, they should definitely be doing a little bit better than they are. But I think this one is going to be 1-3, so Crystal Palace 1, Manchester City 3. And I'm also going to put De Bruyne down as a goal scorer. I think he is one of those players that when he doesn't play for Manchester City, they really miss him. And he does make such a massive difference in their team, and I fancy that he'll score a goal today.
I'm gonna put it down to 3-0 to Man City, and Sergio Aguero will score, because the last couple of weeks I've been putting him in and he's been scoring. So
I think that seems to be Jack's card that he's going to play every week. He might as well keep that one in his stack. Then we've got Everton against Swansea for the third game of the day. Again, Swansea are a team that seems to be lacking in goals, I think, this year. And Everton are doing really well. It's under their new manager, and Lukaku is on fire. So I'm going to put this one down as a 1-0 to Everton.
I'm going to put it down as a 2-1 to Everton.
Okay, so then we have 1-0 to me and 2-1 to Jack. Obviously the same result, but different scores. The next game we have is Southampton against Liverpool. Again, obviously Southampton are a team on their day who can beat anyone. Liverpool obviously having a really good season, scoring lots of goals. Probably the 4 most attacking players in the Premier League when they're all fit and playing and performing. But I just think this time Southampton at home are always a bit of a tough one. So I think I'm going to put this one down as a Southampton 1-0. Because I think obviously every team has a little run and a little blip. So I think might be one of those days for Liverpool, so I'm going to put this down as a 1-0 to Southampton.
I'm going to put it down as 2-2.
Okay, so 2-2 there, so markedly different from my prediction. Then the next game we have is Stoke against Burnley. Again, Stoke are a sort of team at home, particularly as an Arsenal fan, we find it very difficult to go to Stoke. Burnley, a little bit lacking in sort of firepower at the front. Not scoring too many goals, so I think I'm going to put this one down as a Stoke 2-0. Obviously Stoke rely heavily on Arnautovic and Shaqiri, Both who've had injuries over the last few weeks, so obviously on the basis that hopefully they'll be back today, they should be able to hopefully win this one. I'm going to put that down as 2-0.
I'm going to put it down as 2-1 to Stoke.
2-1 to Stoke. Okay, and then the next game, we have two of probably what could be considered two of the sort of lower half of the table teams. We have Sunderland against Hull. Neither team particularly you'd look at and think, apart from maybe Jermaine Defoe, who's a bit of a standout in terms of strikers, neither team really have anyone who you think is probably going to get them 10 or 15 goals a season. So I think I'm going to put this one down as a 0-0.
I'm going to put it down as a 1-0.
A 1-0 there for Jack. And then the next game today, we have the current champions who are struggling to perform like they did last year again, away to Watford. This one, I think, again, Watford, still, I don't think they've got too much attacking power. I think Leicester are probably one of those games I think Leicester should probably win. I'm going to go for 1-0 to Leicester, and I'm going to put Mahrez down as my goal scorer for this one. He hasn't scored too much this season, so I think he's probably due a goal. So I think I'm going to put that down as a 1-0 with a Mahrez goal.
I'm going to put it down as 2-0 to Leicester.
Obviously Jack's a Leicester fan, so there was probably never going to be any other result than a Leicester win for that one. Then we have Tottenham against West Ham. Tottenham at home. West Ham again struggling to acclimatise to their new stadium and not been having very good results there. Been a lot of other bits and pieces going on with the stadium as well, which probably hasn't helped. I fancy West Ham obviously on the road, a London derby, which tends to get everything a bit sort of feisty and everyone a bit more motivated and a bit challenging. The Tottenham and West Ham rivalry is pretty good. So I think I'm going to put this one down as a 2-2. I fancy both teams to score, and like I say, probably get a bit feisty. So I think I'm going to put this one down as a 2-2.
I'm going to put it down to 3-0 to Tottenham, and I'm going to put Harry Kane to score because the last couple of weeks he's been injured. So I reckon about now he's due a goal.
Okay, well I guess that all depends on whether he's going to be fit for today. Obviously he was released early by England to go back to Tottenham and get fit. So whether he's actually going to be fit for today's game, I guess we'll have to wait for the team selections. Middlesbrough against Chelsea, which is the Sunday game. Middlesbrough again, they had a reasonably good start, but I still think in this one Chelsea probably have a bit too much for them, particularly going forward. So I think I'm going to put this one down as a 3-0 Chelsea, and I'm also going to put Diego Costa as my scorer in this match for at least hopefully one goal.
I'm going to put it down as a 4-1, and I'm going to use 2 goal scorer cards, and one is Hazard and the other one is Costa.
Yep, Hazard obviously just won the October Player of the Month, so obviously doing really well. So we've got 3-0 to me and 4-1 to Chelsea for Jack. And then the Monday night game, we have West Brom against Bournemouth. Again, West Brom at home on a cold evening. Bournemouth, again, one of those teams that, again, on the day beat anyone, and again, likewise, could struggle in the next match for no obvious reason. I think I'm going to put this one down as a 1-0 to West Brom.
I'm going to put it down as 2-1 to West Brom.
2-1 to West Brom. Okay, so there's the final score predictions. Like I say, check out all the other videos. We've also got an Eden Hazard signed card and shirt giveaway going as well, so check that out. Be sure to subscribe, share the videos, and we'll see you soon.